it's us. It's me and Sleepy from Heroes of the Realm. Um, we're making this little catch-up episode because last week's session, I kind of fucked up really bad. Oopsie. I had a big oopsie whoopsie. We went to go record it, and I'm so mad. I don't really know what happened. My software was giving me a hard time, and I thought everything was good to go. By the time we finished the session, I realized that I had only recorded D&D Beyond. I did not actually catch the recording of the actual session. I raged about this for about 2 days. I was really upset because it was such a great session. It would have been a wonderful session for you guys to like really hop in on, as far as, you know, our individual play styles and everything. So I'm really sad that it didn't get recorded, but it was a really great session, and Sleepy and I wanted to get together and just kind of bring it to you guys like we did with the, you know, previous chapters that we never recorded. So this upcoming Monday, aka today, we will be recording, and I will be making absolute sure that everything is working accordingly before we get 4 hours into the session. So please accept our humblest apologies, and by our I mean mine. You know, technology hiccups happen, and we're pretty new to the whole recording and all of that. So thanks for bearing with us. But with that said, I'm gonna, as always, hand things over to Sleepy here for a few minutes so that he can kind of get you guys up to speed. And I'm seriously so sad. I'm so sad. It was such a good session. Such a good session. Ugh.
It's a good thing that I take such great notes for my campaign, though.
Yes, and I actually had pretty good notes taken. I got 3.5 pages of notes for that session. So I think between the two of us, we'll get everyone caught up pretty nicely.
Well, I guess we'll catch them up now. So, last week, Bloom's Edge successfully escaped the Dockhill Sands, took to the skies once more to finally reach their destination of the Voiceless Prison, where Moander's astral shard is breaking. We last left off with them seeing on the horizon the black sand beach and the deep slate brick prison. However, the front doors seem to be busted inwards, and smoke seems to be pouring out. As they got closer, they noticed signs of battle, magic, coming from the black sands. Dark, flash shards, almost like the sand was blasted and heated. And it all seems to go towards the open doorway. Someone or something busted in. Eventually they landed. Aceli decided to stay on the ship in case someone wanted to make a getaway while they were trying to get in. As they set foot on the sands, with a little bit of a slide, thanks to Holly, Mary and Kitsune had a little fun. Kitsune took a little beating to her butt as she fell off of Mary.
I was a little freaked out.
But they all set foot, saw closer signs of battle. What looked like guards without their flesh and their armor beaten, pulverized, buried in the sand like it's been there a while. And it only got worse as they got closer. Weapons everywhere. More of the sand blasted towards the door.
It was enough to truly creep Mary the fuck out. She was not happy about being there.
And it was very, very quiet on this very tiny island.
It was too quiet.
Ken, played by me in that session, because Awkward was not there, decided to go in and check for any sense of life to see if someone could explain what was going on. He had gone quiet for a while after finding what looked like a key loop on one of the dead guards. So Demeter went in after him, finding herself a small kitchen in the very back with an open door. But there's no sign of Ken, just the key loop he said he found. As Demeter slowly went in, everyone kind of made their way to the back. And Ken seemed to pop out of nowhere, scaring Demeter and laughing about it. Demeter, rightfully mad, gave him a little slap and he decided to go back into a more serious mode instead of trying to lighten the mood. He found a trapdoor behind the front counter underneath a broken construct. With the help of Masok, his very muscly deer build, lifted this broken construct from the trapdoor and Ken opened it with the key loop easily, revealing a long, thin, but tall stairwell. Demeter, still kind of angry, pushed Ken down the stairwell. Ken, getting up, saying something about there might be traps, took a single step, and the stairs opened up below him.
Whoosh.
And he disappeared.
At this point, Mary was shaking and really fucking freaked out. Demeter was nice enough to let me borrow her. She had these cool little, like, steampunk looking night vision goggles so that I could see where I was going in the dark.
It was very dark, and half the team could not see anywhere they were going.
Yeah, so I kept Kitsune on my back. She could see pretty far because of her devil's sight, but I kept her on my back and tried to find a way to reopen this little trapdoor in the stairs that swallowed Ken up like a piece of candy. Almost falling in myself because I realized it was a pressure plate type situation, so I thought it'd be a good idea to put one hoof down and almost threw Kitsune into the hole in the process, but at least I figured out that that's how it opened. No one else fell down it yet.
What you guys didn't notice, it was a glyph on one of the steps where you couldn't see.
Oh, that makes more sense. I guess we did never really determine that. I saw that he stepped there, so Mary was like, hey, I can do that too.
It was kind of like a sensor glyph, but no one rolled high enough to find it. But you guys did find a way to open it up, and with the magic carpet being just small enough, you guys worked it down slowly, making safe trips. And when you guys got down to the bottom of the pit where the stairs opened up, there was no sign of Ken.
That little green fucker.
Yeah. And then lights at the end of the hall, this tiny hallway, lit up. And all you guys saw were iron gates. Demeter, being careful, checked for more traps and saw just under the iron gate a line, a wire. Decided to shoot it, snapped it. There was a loud rumble, almost like something opens. And then, slowly, the iron gate creaked open, ever so slightly. Without their trusty rogue, Demeter thought to take charge in this. Creepily, she moved her way around the corner to see statues. But they looked a little too human. Upon a closer inspection, found out that these are petrified people. And quite a few of them too. Some with bite marks, claw marks, missing limbs. One of them had their chest bitten through. One was missing their head.
They all looked like they were absolutely terrified.
Yep.
Every single one of them.
And at the back of the room where they were all facing was a mossy skeleton snake statue that Holly had not recognized, being there 100 years or so. Muth and Demeter pushed their way towards a door where all the statues were looking. They opened the door slowly, only to see in their peripheral Nassok running to a chest in the other corner of the room, finding some copper eatery for the prisoners that seemed to have been holed up here. And then there was a weird gurgling sounds, like a creature being woken up. Upon opening the iron gates to the next hallway, two shadowy lizard-like creatures fell onto the floor in front of Muth and Demeter. Two basilisks, attempting to petrify them as well. To get a quick snack.
These things were fucking terrifying.
Luckily, for everyone, y'all were smart enough to look away while fighting, or power through their intense gaze.
I just yelled and cried and clung to the wall at the edge of that first doorway we went through. It took everything in Mary not to run. So many times she thought, I could just turn around and run away and go back to the ship and be safe where Sully is. But for two reasons, she stayed. One, she didn't want to watch anyone die. Two, she absolutely refused to be left alone anywhere between the group and the ship. So she just kind of grabbed onto, I think it was Seb who ended up being the closest person to me. I literally clung to Seb's arm and shook like a leaf as he basically drug me through there.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I did use him as a meat shield. Not that I needed to, but I absolutely used him as a meat shield.
The basilisks were taken care of in an explosive manner. Muth quite literally made red pudding.
Muth the paladin.
And Polly taking care of the other one, being a powerful wizard. Basically made its head invert. And Muth and Demeter went down this other hallway, seeing a hole dug through the wall, seemingly where the basilisk came from. And at the end of this hall, yet another iron gate. This one was unlocked, though. They were able to easily open it, and at the end of this next room was a chest with something shiny. Booth, being a prankster, called Nassok over. Nassok being a deer and acting like a raven, liking shiny things.
A little gullible sometimes, too.
He barreled his way into the room. No one saw the faint glyph just on the other side of this gate. Nassok triggered it, and the iron gate was replaced with a stone wall, trapping Nassok by himself in this very dark room where he could not see. And the only thing in that chest were a few broken butcher tools, torture tools. Nothing too treasure-like what he was hoping for.
And nothing very useful in any capacity either.
Very rusty butcher and torture tools that were very disgusting. And then, in the dark, loud stone on stone moving. Almost like something came alive in the room. Made a sneak attack on Nassok. A very large stone glove going deep into his guts. And then a stone dagger going across his chest. Taking some heavy hits, Nassok decided to fight back after lighting a torch. With the limited vision, he saw these large 12-foot stone golem with this lightning crackling glove and stone longsword. And hearing sounds of battle and Nassok screaming in pain, the group decided to try to find a way to open up the door. But no avail. So they decided to take a look at another door that they saw before. That was locked.
Mary went straight into fight or flight mode when she realized that her homie and really cute friend was in danger. She ran up to the door and very swiftly lockpicked it. So that
before
we could
the meter and Kitsune teleported behind that door.
Yes. So Mary wasn't just freaking out about Nassok. At this point, there were two other friends of hers that she could not get to help. So the only thing she could think to do in her fear was open the door. And she did.
And not knowing what was in there, Demeter and Kitsune saw shadows moving in the cells. This tight hallway was littered with cells, with skeleton-like bodies and decaying corpses. Kitsune stepped back to try to open the door with the help of Mary, triggering yet another lift. And there was a loud clicking sound, like gears. All the cells opened, rousing the undead. Skeletons with nothing but ragged clothes. Some decaying corpse zombies with really disgusting acidic pustules on their bodies, which they picked at and threw, causing explosions of just nastiness.
Another thing that was in fact not in Mary's fucking contract.
Mm-hmm. So, with the help of Demeter's matron, her goddess, caused most of the undead to run away in fear and cower in the corners.
I mean, Mary's pretty afraid of Demeter, too. She's a pretty intimidating woman.
That she is.
Just saying. Like, in a good way, though. She's like that kind of woman that you, like, want to be best friends with, but she might also punch you in the face.
With some swift thinking, most of the undead were killed. Some of the living corpses exploded themselves, retching and tearing their own bodies, causing them to swell up and explode on Demeter, Kitsune. I'm pretty sure Seb was in there too.
And me.
To help them. And you, yeah.
It was really gross. Mary was not happy.
Some heavy damage was taken there.
It was rough.
And then we swap back to Nassok, finishing off the stone golem. Cutting it in half, and still not knowing where he is. He can't really see much, though he did find the lever that the golem had pulled to close the high security door. Nassok pulled it to then open up the high security door, not knowing what was behind it. And then there was a loud rumble that permeated all throughout this prison, this underground prison. And that's where we left off.
The rest of the party literally has no idea if Sock is even alive right now.
You guys have no idea where Ken is either.
Yeah, we still haven't found Ken. We have no idea if Sock is alive or if we can even go around to get to him. We just desperately ran to the next door we could find, hoping we could run around. Mary's been freaked out since the moment we landed the sky ship. As happy as she was to be back on solid ground, she would have given anything for it to be any solid ground other than where they were in the prison of the Voiceless K. Like, I'm so sad that the session didn't record, because Sleepy's description of this place when we landed, as we walked through everything, it gave me literal chills as we were playing. Like, Mary was uncomfortable because I was uncomfortable. It was real creepy.
I've had this place planned out since I learned of Nassok's religion with Moander.
See, that's something we didn't know yet.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, real scary, real creepy stuff. And I mean, we're literally walking through this place, and there's skeletons in armor, just like, some of them are half buried and like reaching out of the sand. Some of them are just incinerated, like there's scorch marks everywhere.
You guys don't know how long ago this place was ransacked, and you don't know who's even here, if they're still here.
It was definitely a while ago, that's all we can tell, because, you know, and I mean, if Holly doesn't recognize that serpent statue that was in there, that's even more terrifying, because Holly had a lot of knowledge on this place, from what we understood. Like, she knew a good chunk about the area.
Holly is a very old woman, and definitely knows a lot about these gods that were sealed away.
Yeah. So we're like, we record the next session this evening, and we're all kind of terrified right now. We might lose Sock, depending on how injured he is. When we ended the session, he was pretty beat up, and none of us could get to him. He was really beat up. We have no idea where Ken went. The first time he disappeared, he was just being a little green fucker and pulling a prank on us. But like, we genuinely have no idea where he ran off to, or if something took him. Like, it's real scary. And
you guys don't know.
This is a big point for Mary too, because this entire situation, she just keeps thinking to herself, why the fuck am I here? I'm a musician.
Why Sally tried to bring you back.
I'm a musician, maybe I shouldn't be here. Like I'm really heavily second guessing, arguing with Aselli about being taken home right now. Mary wants to go out and sing the songs of the war and bring, the story of the war to the people through her music. And now that she's actually there, she's more terrified than she's ever been in her life. So it's going to be interesting to see. Yeah, it's gonna be interesting to see, especially if one of her friends get hurt or doesn't make it out of here. It's gonna be real interesting to see how Mary, and I mean everyone else too. I can only speak from my own perspective, though. It's gonna be really interesting to see how Mary takes this if we don't all make it out.
Well, we'll have to find out
Yeah.
later this evening.
Yeah. We will see you next session. And it will be recorded, I promise. Bye, guys.
Put the faces, bye.
In those edge where shadows weep, there lies a tale of old, of Lac's legacy buried deep in whispers that unfold. A flower bloomed in fragrant grace, its petals soft as air. But now it withers in the place where silence fills the air. Oh, the wind still carries a song through valleys dark and wide. A haunting melody so strong, in dreams she will reside. Lac's legacy will never fade in the hearts of those who care. Her memory forever swayed by the winds of Bloom's Edge's air. So listen close to the whispers near of Lala's enduring love. In Bloom's Edge, her spirit dear shall forever rise above. Oh, the wind still carries a song through valleys dark and wide. A haunting melody so strong, in dreams she will reside. Oh, the wind still carries a song through valleys dark and wide. A haunting melody so strong, in dreams she will reside. She will reside. In dreams she will reside. We'll listen close to the whispers near of Lac's enduring love. In Bloom's Edge, her spirit dear shall forever rise above.